When Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were first announced, it immediately divided the fan base with its chibi-style graphics, but mainly the decision to make it a faithful remake. As previously we'd been used to Pokémon remakes having a little bit more oomph to them compared to the original versions, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, including Pokémon from later generations, and the Battle Frontier, which was not present back in the Game Boy days, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire taking it a step beyond, adding Mega Evolutions from Gen 6, and an entirely new post-game that not only had you soaring across the sky to catch like every legendary imaginable, but the Delta episode too. That was so cool. Which brings me to the topic of today's video, how I really feel about the Diamond and Pearl remakes, because the truth is, there's already a better remake of Diamond and Pearl in existence that you can play right now, and it's called Pokémon Platinum. That's not to say Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl aren't worth making. In fact, there's a lot of reasons to play the new remakes that aren't just nostalgia based, like the new graphic style, which I know has some people divided, but I think looks pretty nice, especially the fact that they're adding things like character customization now, and some of the updated gameplay mechanics like Fairy Type being added, the HP bar not taking years off my life. But then there's some other updates that have divided the fan base even further, like the EXP share. As you all know, in the original Diamond and Pearl, the EXP share could only be placed on one Pokemon of your team, and they would gain a bit of experience alongside the one that's actually fighting. But since the games went 3D, the EXP share has become more like the EXP All, spreading experience throughout your party. And recently it's been confirmed that the EXP share in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl will be the one from the newer games, as in the experience is spread, which has never really been a big deal to me because it gives you the opportunity to train up more than just 6 Pokemon. You can have a rotating team if you don't want to risk getting over leveled, but the issue comes with the fact that you cannot disable it, which I find quite strange considering these are supposed to be faithful remakes, yet older fans that want to relive the original experience don't really get a choice when it comes to this. It's also been confirmed in the last trailer that HMs don't necessarily have to be on one of your team members in order to use it outside of battle, which is a very welcome change. But then it's also been announced that TMs are back to being single use, which just has me very confused. Even though TMs didn't become unlimited until Gen 5, it's a feature that I never thought they'd roll back even for a remake. And I just don't get why ILCA, the ones developing the game, seem to be so torn on what to keep the same. Another feature being added from the newer games is the ability to access your Pokemon box from anywhere in the overworld now, which is awesome, but also kind of strange because it fixes the main problem I had with the old HM system, since you no longer have to fly back to the Pokemon Center just because you forgot to bring someone with Brock Smash. I'm still glad that they have the option to just use HMs from the Pokétch though, but I'm baffled by the choice to bring back single-use TMs when so many other features they improved in later games made it in. And it just makes me feel like if they are changing some things up, then why not also include some of the features from Platinum, which, as I mentioned in the beginning, I feel is the best version of Sinnoh. For example, in the original Diamond and Pearl, you couldn't get access to Gible, one of the most popular Sinnoh Pokemon, until pretty late into the game. Pokemon Platinum made it a little more accessible by removing those strength boulders so you could get Gible around the 3rd or 4th gym. The one saving grace in terms of new Pokemon being added is the underground being updated. And down here, certain Pokemon that weren't available in Diamond and Pearl, or at least not till late game, can be encountered a little bit easier, like Munchlax. Previously had one of the most complicated ways of encountering it, but it seems you can just find it walking around down in the hideaways. So this new underground is probably the biggest reason I want to play the remakes, since they add a bunch of Pokemon that weren't so easy to find in the originals, and might just be the biggest change in these remakes. As you probably know, these Pokemon hideaways can be customized in your secret base. Well, I'm using the term customized pretty loosely here, because compared to previous secret bases, there's not really too much customizing. If you don't remember, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire leveled up the heck out of that feature by basically letting you create your own Pokemon gym. Like, you could add trainers into your base and a whole bunch of types of decorations. It was a super fun side thing to do in the post game, compared to now, it's only statues. I just wish we had a little bit more creativity here, kind of similar to the character customization, which we know has been added in. And I'm super happy that you can actually customize your character at all. But it's not quite as fleshed out as Sword and Shield, where you had like mix and match your clothes from multiple different stores. And instead now it's more like Let's Go, where there's certain set outfits. There's one last new feature that was revealed through the recent previews that, again, has me a little confused. And that is the music from these games. Every single remake has had reorchestrated, remastered soundtracks, and judging by the first few trailers, you would think that it's the same with the Diamond and Pearl remakes. We heard this super badass galactic battle music, totally reorchestrated like a Skrillex remix. But then recently we heard this battle theme, and it kind of sounds like the old school MIDI style music, which has led some fans to believe that the games are still not finished. And with just a month left until release, I can see why it's got some people worried. But I have a different theory, and yeah, it's definitely full-on hopium, but remember the Game Boy player from Heart Gold Soul Silver? It was a key item you unlocked post-game that would let you switch between the new remastered music and the classic Game Boy sounds. We didn't get it in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but maybe it's coming back in these remakes. But it's unlikely, and maybe just certain songs will have references that sound like the classic music. Or maybe it really is just placeholder and the final sound will be much more polished. Feels to me like the whole game could use a little bit more polish. But one thing that certainly doesn't are your gym badges, which are confirmed you can scrub and make them shine, just like the original games. It's like the smallest feature ever, but it was so satisfying, the little squeaking sound, and then you could tap on them and like make music, and it's so cool that they're actually putting that back in it since the Switch does have a touchscreen. But like, as a Let's Player, I'm gonna be playing it docked the whole time, so I wonder how you'll be able to play those without being in handheld mode on the Switch. To wrap this up, I am definitely excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but perhaps not as much as I was for previous remakes like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, just because of the sheer amount of new things that we had in those games versus these being more faithful remakes. We kind of know what to expect, and so it makes me think that this is definitely more catered towards people that have never played the old Sinnoh games. To be fair though, I think most fans that have grown up with the 3D era haven't even gotten the chance to play the old Sinnoh games because for whatever reason Pokemon refuses to put them on the eShop. And good luck finding an official copy at a price that won't make your wallet cry. Obviously there are other methods you could use. In the end, I can't help but imagine what these remakes might have looked like if they didn't go with the more faithful approach, but considering how much people love Sinnoh, I can see why they decided to keep the core game mostly the same. It does feel a bit like a downgrade compared to past remakes, but the few new additions like following Pokemon and character customization might just make it worth experiencing this version of Sinnoh. And who knows, maybe we'll be surprised to find our favorite Platinum feature return in the post-game. I'm curious about your thoughts though. Will you be picking up Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl? And if so, what are you most excited for? Let me know if you've played the Sinnoh games before or not, and if you're getting the new ones. And thank you so much for watching this sort of off the top video. I'm not very good at giving out opinions.